What is up, YouTube? This is your boy, Mr. Marvel, and Happy New Year to everybody. It's a new 2019 year, and I'm happy for that, so Happy New Year to everybody. All around the world. You know. So, I'm back doing my YouTube bigger, better than ever. I'm gonna do more content, as much as I can, get more videos out here as much as I can do. That's why I took a break for, for this couple, since Christmas. I didn't want to do any videos, and when I come with some better ideas, I can work on some things and, definitely to get focused back into this new year now. So, not much going on in the Marvel DC universe, not really much at all. I saw Aquaman this past week, I talked about that. Really kick-ass movie. Um, you know, you got Avengers Endgame coming out, this year, well, 2019, which is now, and all that good stuff. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about, Wolverine and Hugh Jackman coming back and doing this and doing that and all this crazy things. It's like that's probably the biggest talk pretty much in the Marvel universe right now, because having Jackman come back, if if it's true, if it's just rumors. I mean, there's been a lot of it on social media, there's been a lot of it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those things. It's like, you keep hyping that up more and more, saying, oh, he's gonna do it, they're gonna get him back into time or whatever the hell, do this, do that. I mean, you can do that, that's fine, but they put so much hype into this. It's like, oh, Hugh Jackman's gonna be in Avengers Endgame. Hugh Jackman's gonna come back and do this and do that. And it's like they put so much hype into that movie, Avengers Endgame. It's like, if they keep praising it, which they can do anyway. They keep telling, well, would he consider doing this movie? Would he want to do this movie? I mean, there's been a lot of talk about it on social media. Like I said, rumors and this, and I've been hearing about it and saying it's possibly this true. I've been saying it was true. It's like you don't really know until you actually get a confirmed comment from him and Hugh Jackman personally on social media, because that would make sense. Like, he can actually tweet it out or put on Facebook, say, oh, I'm actually going to be in the Avengers Endgame movie, or or not be in it, whatever, because there's a lot of hype into this, and there's a lot of it on social media. It's like the biggest thing now is like, will he do it? And I think he will. If he does do it, I'm hyped for that, like 100%. It's just there's a lot of questions and not too much doubt in that, but it's crazy to see like that being a big thing, like, oh, having Hugh Jackman back in the big movie business, playing the legendary character he's played for so many years since the early 2000s. Like, you cannot pass that up, because you're looking at a legendary character that's been in the comic books and been all over cartoons and all this stuff and major Marvel movies that they produce with it. That you can't turn that down, because you're looking at a really good year of excellent things to come to see and to be amazed with. And this would be another major opportunity for Marvel Universe to take into consideration. Like, you have Jackman in this movie, that's a huge hit. Of course, the other characters are going to be there as well, but having that and Deadpool would be great to have that in that movie, because it would make sense to me, like, having these major characters come into the Marvel Universe and seeing what they can produce and what they can see and what they can do would blow my mind away, because it's just amazing. They've done so many movies with, Deadpool's doing 2 already. He's going to be doing a 3rd. You got, X-Men doing another movie, and they've done all that stuff, and, from Logan to all those crazy and loving movies that Jackman has done. It's just insane, but again, to have these major characters in this film, it makes sense, because to see that come to life, it's like, okay, what else is coming? It's going to be, and you talk about Fantastic Four and think about the Silver Surfer. There's a little bit of talk about Silver Surfer doing his own little movie, maybe, or whatever. There's a lot of talk about different things and with that, and all that as well. But to see that now would really open our eyes directly to, like, we can see something happening here with this. But in reality, it's like, will it actually happen? Because they do so much talk about all these major characters coming back to do this, to do that, do this one more time, and do so forth. Which is it's insane, because you bring so much hype into the movie business now, and you talk about this and doing this, and somebody making a cameo on that, or doing this or whatever. It's just insane. That's just how it is. It's like with any movie. It's bonkers to me that they can pull this stuff off. But I think that if they can pull this off with what they're doing with Avengers Endgame now, I think it's going to be a really successful movie, like it's going to be now, anyway, which it will be anyway. Again, of course, we get to see Captain Marvel first, and then see the Avengers Endgame. I think it's good to tie into that a little bit more, get a feel Captain Marvel and how she becomes who she is, and all that stuff. Give it a good storyline and good background of it all, and then tie into what it is now. But I think she'll make an appearance in the end game probably anyway. And so the rest of them, just who knows who's coming back and who's not. It's just all these crazy theories will be answered in April, so we will get our answers until then. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk with that. There's a lot of talk with everything with Avengers Game, Wolverine. It's biggest hype now on internet, social media at this point now. With everything else, I think it's going to be a huge hit. Not anything else, but I think it's pretty cool as well. I look forward to that. So I think it's going to be interesting to see that, and they even talked about Spider-Man: Far From Home, how that's going to be totally different from what there's no ties with Infinity War and Endgame and all that stuff, which is makes sense. So I mean, I've heard a lot of different theories about that. And, like okay, how's this going to tie into this and this and this? Like I think it makes sense to do what it is now, and just keep it the way it is, not to diffuse too much in it, But yeah, I think with Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man: Far From Home, I think those are going to be real successful movies. Excuse me. I look forward to all that. You put a lot of hype into a movie, but to see it in theater and to really get a good eye and good vision of it, you have to really see it for yourself. And I think that with that coming into the new year, which is now, it's going to be successful. And I pray for that to be great. I'm not doubting it at all. I mean, new year, new movies, great success. I think every movie is going to be good this year. What they're making now and all that stuff. I mean, Aquaman was great as well, and Venom was awesome. I mean, waiting for everything else, but I'm most curious about what I'm gonna cut back from Marvel a little bit, going to DC a little bit now. There is confirmation they're gonna be doing Justice League 2. Of course, they have to do that. Some other ones as well. I think do like a cross world or something with DC, like you have the good Justice League people, good Batman, all that stuff, and you get the bad ones. They're showing the cartoon stuff. Of course, everyone's seen that. So that should be cool seeing a live action movie. No cast for that yet. I mean, for the villain part, I don't think, but I just hope they can get more characters into Justice League 2 and get that going and see where we go from there. And I'm really curious to see Joaquin Phoenix do the Joker movie, solo Joker movie. That should be interesting to see. And of course, Margot Robbie doing the Harley Quinn movie. That's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be successful. But the Joker thing really gets me, because what gets me with that, people, is that they've done so many Jokers over the years, and classic Jokers from Nicholson to the original Joker back then, and from Heath Ledger to Jared Leto, and to all into Joaquin Phoenix now. It's like, what Joker are they going to use for Suicide Squad 2 and for Justice League? Are they going to put a Joker in there? Or also the Batman movie, what are they going to do with that? Because they really have to think about what Joker are they going to put into that film. Are they going to use Jared Leto? Are they going to use Joaquin Phoenix? Are they going to use somebody else? You don't really know, because there's really not many different Jokers you could probably use. I could only imagine, I'm thinking, Jared Leto, I would assume Jared Leto for that. Unless you Joaquin Phoenix for it. But it depends on how they look at that, because the way I see it, it has to be a really good Joker to put into this major film now, because you're doing a Joker film solo with Joaquin Phoenix, like I said. See, that's gonna be interesting to see. And then you got Suicide 2 coming out, I think next year. I think next year, not I think this year, next year it's gonna come out, and depends on how that works, because you look at it now, and all the Jokers they've had from Heath Ledger, to Jared Leto, like I said, now to coming up to Joaquin Phoenix, it's like you really wonder, would Phoenix take over from Jared Leto's position as Joker? Will he switch it up? Because you need a Joker for a solo. If they're gonna do a solo Batman movie, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. If they're gonna put Jared Leto in that movie, or they're gonna put him in Justice League 2, because they assume that the Joker in that, because it makes sense. But I just want to get a really good view of this, because it really itches my brain here that with a upcoming movies, this year or next year, and Suicide Squad 2, will they use the same? Will they use Jared Leto again? Will he sign on again to do Joker? And will he continue with that for Justice League 2 or a solo Batman movie, or, have a part in, maybe in, Harley Quinn's movie that she's doing, or maybe in sequence or something? I don't know. Because you really have to look at it as, at the first Suicide Squad 2, towards the end of it, Jared Leto comes in there, breaks out Marco Robbie out of the cage, okay, Harley Quinn, and Joker as well, and then they, go from there. So I'm assuming they're going to continue with that. But with the solo movie what Phoenix is doing, and then you got Justice League 2, and then you got the Batman solo movie getting into production, how's that all going to work out? Because you really don't know what character or what Joker they're going to use for this movie, because they've done so many different Jokers over back in the day. It's just, you really kind of makes you think, like, what can they do now to top off what they've done already? What can they produce that's going to make it really successful and really make it, kind of awesome and make it exciting to see this stuff? Because as a fan of both Marvel and DC, like I've always said, you can never choose in between one. It always has to be one or the other, but to me it's going to be both no matter what. But with all that being said, it's like I'm really curious to see, like, what the Joker situation is going to be with that, because that really ties into a few things that, if Phoenix takes over for that Joker permanently and Jared Leto doesn't do it, or he gets involved in the Suicide Squad 2 movie or somehow, I don't really know, because they really changed it up a lot, and I would have figured they would keep, Leto as Joker for, solo movie, and then put him in that, and then continue with him, put him in Suicide Squad 2, and then possibly put him in Justice League, maybe, I'll continue with that or something, because, it would make a little sense to see that, but who really knows what they're going to do, because they always seem to change things up time to time, and I really think that if they gave, Phoenix a shot as Joker, and how CA does in this one, I think he could possibly be in maybe the solo Batman movie, or maybe in, like, a Justice League 2, but who knows what's going to come from this, because Phoenix needs to pull a really, really good performance from this, because if they see that if he can pull this off, which I think he will, and make a really excellent performance out of this, maybe he'll continue as Joker, maybe not, who knows. Maybe Jared Leto will take over, maybe Jared Leto will come back and do it again. I mean, who really knows, because you really want to keep, I would say kind of change up the Jokers, but I would try to keep it the same. I mean, again, Jared Leto did an excellent job in first Suicide Squad movie. He was great with that, really got the down pat, really excellent, really good hype with that movie, and I could see him being in the second Suicide Squad 2 movie, but I don't know if he would be in the, just like part 2 movie or anything like that, or they introduce that, because they will introduce that eventually, they already introduced Batman and Suicide Squad, so they'll meet up eventually, I figured anyway, so, I mean, that's no doubt, but the Joker thing really, I do question a little bit, because you really have to think, like, are they going to use Phoenix or are they going to use Leto? Because who knows who they're going to use for what movie, or whatever the DC comes up with. But I think whatever they come up with is going to be a good decision and make it right, because you really want to make this next couple of DC movies that they're going to be doing really successful. Because Aquaman killed it in box office, Shazam's going to kill it as well. You really have to wonder, can Shazam really pull it off and make it a really successful movie as it is? Can it really be like, it ain't gonna be better than Aquaman, but who knows? And Aquaman's gonna do really well, which it really, really did. And then you got Shazam coming out. I mean, you really gotta wonder. I think that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna see that movie, and I think that's gonna be really interesting to see how that's gonna turn out. But I'm just like, the Joker thing really kind of puzzled me for a little bit, because it really questions, like, what can they do now that's gonna make it different from any other movie that they've done with Joker, or anything else. He's an iconic villain for Batman. That's always gonna be, Batman and Joker. Batman and Joker. Never gonna change anything else. I mean, he's part ways of the villains and Two-Face and all these guys, but Joker has always made it Batman and him. It's always been iconic Joker and Batman fights, and I could see probably putting Joker in the Batman solo movie with Ben Affleck. Maybe it depends who they put in with that, but who knows? You really do question a lot of it, because you really gotta wonder what DCU's got their sleeve now, and what is to come of it all. But we will see, because that really excites me as a person. Like, I really want to know what's gonna happen next, and what's years to come of all this all, because I really want to know, you know, who's gonna catch the Green Lantern or John Jones or any of these guys because they don't have anything yet. But I can see that, and then I'll just wait and see what happens with everything else, and I'll give a full update on that. So, but yeah, I was just really curious about that as well. So, as always, this is boy Mr. Marvel. Again, happy New Year, everybody. Like and subscribe to this video, leave comments. Until then, peace.